hospital for some scans, for some x-rays, and at this stage, operation tomorrow.
That is terrible news for Jeff Robson. If that's the case, his season would be over, and of course he's moving on to the Sharks in 2012. He will have played his last game for the Parramatta Eels. Here is Adam Woolnough, taking it down to the 40-metre line. He played for Cameron Smith. Goes to Cronk, who got barreled over. There's some solid contact by Lasalo, and the referees are going to say that the contact was okay.
Let's go.
Well, I didn't have a great problem with it. He went straight into him. Cooper Cronk, they were up in his face.
Don't you have to be attempting to make a tackle?
Well, the interpretation has changed in 2011 to what it was in recent seasons, but really it's gone back to the old days almost now. They are loath to blow a penalty for contact with a kicker. Here's Maguire to kick from the halfway line. Will go down to Billy Slater. And he'll bring it back to his own 20. Brought down a good tackle by Casey Maguire, who snapped the legs out from underneath him.
Well, they're playing good football tonight. They're playing smart football, Parramatta. And they're controlling where they give the Melbourne Storm possession. Melbourne, they aren't as dangerous down this end of the field. So you have to get through your completion rate. You have to make sure that your kick is executed well, and they're doing that at the moment.
Good run by Jamin Lowe. Brings it back to the halfway line to play it for Cameron Smith. He will kick from the mid-stripe. Good kick as well into the corner. If it sits down, Luke Burt will be under pressure. Now that he's slipped over, he certainly is. And they get to him, but he made it back into the field of play just in time as Adam Blair and Wonga arrived on the scene.
There's some nervous moments there for Luke Burt, who struggled a couple of times there to regain his balance, get to his feet and get out. Terrific kick by the Melbourne Storm, who they are at the moment losing the field battle, the field position battle. It's taking them, around 4 tackles to get to halfway. This time is a little better from the Storm. They're making Parramatta work hard, but the Eels certainly are having the better running of it through their set.
Here's Maguire. He gets the kick away from outside the 40, taken on the full by Slater. He swings it back to O'Neill, who's dummy as if he was going to fire a long ball to Cecil Wonga.
Gee, that was a good chase from Parramatta. They were all down there in a line, and he looked to pass, but there was no option. If he had passed O'Neill, then Wonga would have been under all sorts of pressure.
Still 11 minutes remaining with change in this first half. Perhaps big upset number 3 on the cards here tonight. The Dragons and the Sea Eagles both been beaten this weekend in round 21. Here is Woolnough taking it forward, and he got a lazy arm just hung out there by Lasalo.
Yeah, that's a crucial penalty against Parramatta, because I think they've been winning this battle. They've been winning the game, and really, Melbourne, they haven't looked to trouble them that much. But now they start to get the field position where they become dangerous. Cameron Smith, fine touch. They get a good set of 6 at Parramatta.
Go whistle.
Oh, it's a big set of 6 coming up here for the blue and gold.
And hold. Hold, Ben, hold.
Quite possibly a big set of 6 for Melbourne as far as their confidence in attack is concerned. As well as they've played in recent times, the one thing that you will hear from Cameron Smith and others say is our attack just isn't at times quite where it could be. We'll wait and see what they offer right here. They play it 10 metres away from the Parramatta line. Smith with the service coming across to Woolnough, who spun. Might have thought about an offload, but took it to ground. Smith now, dummy half a long way, giving it to Cronk. Proctor was coming with him. He searched for the line, but he was dragged down, and a good tackle by Burt and also Matua. It comes back for Slater. Play number 5 goes to Hinchcliffe, who takes it forward for a settler while the playmakers get themselves sorted behind the play the ball. Here's Blair to Grubber, and Burt, having made a try-saving tackle on the other side of the field, is there to take the kick.
Yeah, super tackle on Cooper Cronk by 2 Parramatta players. Luke Burt, one of those. And that was a great pickup, right on his toes. Cameron Smith at dummy half looking for Cooper Cronk, who was still making his way back to the play. Maurice Blair first to kick.
There's great awareness and great fitness shown there by Luke Burt. Getting across to the left side of the field and making a try saver on Cronk.
Matua, the other player.
And then getting over the other side of the field to cover up the kick on the ground. You have to be fit to do that, and you have to find ways to get into a game. And as a fullback, that's reading the game perfectly.
You can give him no higher compliment than to say it was Billy Slater-like. And here is the man in the orange boots. Off the clearing kick, bringing it back, chased by Jared Hayne. They'll come head-to-head, if you like. Two superstars of the game, Slater and Hayne. Here's one.
Keep coming! Jared!
Just walking here at the moment, Melbourne. All around the play the ball. It doesn't look to be too much structure. Cameron Smith going out of dummy half, trying to create an opportunity for himself.
Doing well to pick up some big metres. He takes it inside the Parramatta 40. Jamin Lowe waits at dummy half. Goes to Cronk up on the inside for Slater, but Hindmarsh was ready for it. Sometimes he's seen that play at various levels of the game. Sometimes watching it while he's on the same team as them playing for Australia. Here's Cronk putting it high in the air. A chance for Champion and also O'Neill, who comes down with it and then fires it Fiji 7 style between the legs and over the sideline.
Well, he had to have a go. He was going to be tackled. Bo Champion had backed out of it, and I think O'Neill realised that. Went wide of the mark. Champion hadn't backpedaled enough to take it, but there was half a chance there. Adventurous play. Certainly worth a try.
Let's get out of there, boys, out of there!
They remain strong on their own line. The Eels through the half-hour mark. They go to the left-hand side. Here is Hicks. The man who played his part in the lead up to the Matua try. Good run by Keating. He had Jamin Lowe out of position and marker, and Hicks, he kept coming. And just like that, they have it outside the Melbourne Storm 30. Bird gives it off to Maguire. A chance for Smith and also Lasalo. Smith hangs onto it. He's got Waiselli coming back on the inside. He stopped just 10 metres out. One more play. Maguire fires a long ball. It goes back to Bird, who chips it for himself. The kick is too big.
Yeah, not a great kick there from Luke Burt, but there's some worrying signs for Melbourne. Their middle is opening up more than what I've seen in the past. They're missing tackles. They're starting to fall off tackles now, Melbourne. And the roll-on is coming from the Parramatta side. It's a great run from Keating.
Here is Woolner. Brings it up towards the 40. So at the moment, it's a half-time trailing by just 8 Melbourne. I wouldn't be too upset about that. Given the way the Eels have gone stronger, the longer this half has gone. Proctor. Again, Smith takes it out of dummy half for a carry himself. Play it for Slater. Goes to Lowe, slipping over as he comes towards Moi, who is back out there now, and Smith does the kicking again towards the corner, which proved problematic for Luke Burt not that long ago, but this one is too big. And Parramatta will bring it back out to their own 20 for the restart. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in this first half on Monday Night Football.
Wait till he kept the ball!
Here's Horror.
No,
The pass it was. He supplied for Hicks in the lead up to the Matua try. Giving another carry. Brings it up towards the 40. Number 11 now in the night. The front rower. Salo follows suit. And they play it here for Keating. Maguire goes in behind Hindmarsh. Champion saw Hayne coming and did well to come up and block his path. And as a result, the long ball went to Hicks and there was nowhere for the winger to go. Good work by Champion. Now Matua brings it away from the sideline, and they'll have one more play here. See if they can do better with their kick this time around. It goes to Hayne. He'll just chip it In behind Justin O'Neill. Slater was shading that side of the field. Gets away from the chase of Hayne, but not that of Hindmarsh.
He's been everywhere tonight, Nathan Hindmarsh, getting through plenty of work. It's his 22nd tackle of the night.
Looks pretty fresh still, doesn't he? They're getting back to the defensive line. Hardly blowing at all. His fitness absolutely legendary here at the Parramatta Club. As Nielsen plays it, comes across to Warno. Again, solid contact. He got him squarely, Moi. He brought it back to the 40-metre line. Smith. Play number 5 on. I've been thinking about a kick, but the angles just weren't right for the left footer. So it goes to Cronk, which doesn't do them too many favours. And Smith just slides back into the first receiver role and puts an absolutely perfect spiral kick down the field to Luke Bird. They are interchangeable, aren't they?
They are, but there was no structure there in that set. They lost their way, Melbourne. He'd be disappointed with that, Craig Bellamy. I know there's been a couple of changes to the team that was announced last week, but we still expect a lot more of this Melbourne team. And at the moment, Parramatta are playing all over the top of them.
Oh, sloppy play the ball, and Hicks will pay a price. And they will say instead,
3 times, get your hand off the ball.
on the advice of the pocket referee, Steve Lyons,
I'll keep talking to you.
there was a hand in there from Melbourne,
All the tackle.
and Parramatta will come back on the attack.
Well, I don't know about that. There might have been a hand there about 5 seconds earlier than he played the ball. But
That's a terrible penalty.
He had it in there too long to start.
Well, why didn't you blow the whistle or tip him off earlier? If he played the ball correctly, it's play on to Parramatta, and they're not getting this advantage. But because he makes the mistake of playing the ball, they get a penalty from him.
The reaction you heard from Steve Lyons might have been after the Melbourne Storm players looked at the big screen and saw the replay and said, "Sir, where was the error there?" Here's Matua finally playing it, maybe waiting for a whistle himself now. McGuire goes wide to Hindmarsh. He offloads it, intended for Bird, picked up by Cesar Wanga, and luckily Maguire was there on the scene to stop him running 70 metres to score. Now Nielsen harassed there by Hindmarsh, and now Maurice Blair, who has just re-signed with Melbourne, stayed with them through 2012 with an option for 2013. Nielsen brings it back almost to the halfway line. Wanga goes across to Adam Walsh. To Hindmarsh. He runs also to Lasalo. Strong he is. Stands in the tackle for a long time before he plays it now for Cameron Smith. And then Villa running the decoy. Goes from Slater to Cronk. A kick. Chasing through. O'Neill. What a bounce he got. Back on the inside for Champion. He was looking for Slater, who toes it backwards. For the moment it's play on. And now Ben Smith has it for Parramatta.
well, desperate stuff there, Ben Smith. It was a slips catch, a diving one too after it went through the hands of Cameron Smith. The penalty. Steve Lyons blowing it again. Melbourne Storm offside after a play the ball. Cooper Cronk read it beautifully, dragged them up, positioned Justin O'Neill nicely. Desperate stuff there from the Eels after Bo Champion gets the ball not far from the try line. Cameron Smith couldn't get that spinning kick from Billy Slater into his hands. There was some space out there for the Melbourne Storm, but Ben Smith able to dive.
It's just not happening for Melbourne at the moment. How many times have we seen it? Those type of plays come off for them, and they look brilliant. And we wax lyrical about their skills, but tonight they've been off.
They scored one at the death last week, 10 days ago, against the Brisbane Broncos. With the old firm, Cronk for Slater, finished off by Blair. And now Parramatta with the last crack at them. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Keating gives it to Molimoy. They'll have time for perhaps one last play here. Keating looking for an option. Hayne is deep. About the one-pointer. Not a great strike. It will bounce up. Slater will knock it on, but it won't matter. The siren will sound, and that will do us for the opening 40 at halftime. And it's the Eels on top and doing it nicely. 8-0 against the competition leaders. The Melbourne Storm will take a break and come back with the boys in the studio right after this on Monday Night Football.